Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your October 2022 tarot card and astrology readings. Thank you so much for being here with me, Capricorn. So I pre-recorded just a little bit of a message before we get started. So here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jane. I am so thrilled to have you here. For the October readings this month, I've done something just a little bit different. So I'm starting to include a new astrology portion to this reading. I feel like that could add so much more value to each and every one of you as you navigate and try to understand how all of this is going down. October is a huge month astrologically. We have a lot of the outer planets starting to move, and we are building up to an eclipse on the 25th. So there's just a lot to really think about and consider. So the timestamp for both the tarot portion and the astrology portion will be found in the description box down below. And this is one of the reasons why I've separated the big monthly video into 12 separate videos instead of just one big long video. And as always, if you are a subscriber, please be sure to log into your account at janeinternational.com, navigate to the blog page, and you'll see all the comprehensives that you've signed up for available there. All right, now with all that being said, let's get into it. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your tarot card reading for October 2022. So we start off with the Knight of Cups, which is the card that signifies what the universe needs from you. So a Knight of Cups is a very romantic, wearing your heart on your sleeve, being open, and also it kind of has this sauntering energy, right? Just kind of sauntering forward, sort of in this beautiful, I kind of envision like him on one of those beautiful spring or autumn days, kind of walking through a forest or walking along the bank of a beautiful river and just like enjoying the beauty of everything in that moment. The scenery is beautiful, the temperature is beautiful, the weather is beautiful. He feels just all the beauty, okay? So this would be a good month to tap into that as much as you possibly can, because I feel as though that vibration, okay, it's Libra season, all right, it's Libra season, then we move into Scorpio season, but Libra season, plus we also have Venus in Libra. Beauty is really, really important, okay, and finding beauty, and when I say beauty, I don't mean like adhering to cultural beauty standards, all right, what I mean is the beauty of the flower, the beauty of the mountain, the beauty of the clouds, the beauty of the rain, all right, it's the aesthetic and the beauty of creation itself, and tapping into that vibration is going to set you apart from a lot of the things that's going on. Now, this isn't necessarily what you're going to do. This is what the universe needs you to do. Remember, that's what this card signifies. So it's a choice. You don't have to. And maybe a lot of Capricorns won't. A lot of Capricorns are going to stick their nose in the grindstone and they're just going to, grind it out. They're going to do the work. They're going to kind of maybe ignore a lot of the things going on around them. But in so doing, you're actually hindering yourself by maybe keeping yourself at a little bit of a lower vibration. Now, in the environment, we have the devil. And this is why I'm saying that. This is what's going to set you apart. Because over here, I think there are a lot of people that are trapped or caught up in the matrix or the Maya or the illusion of things. And they're not necessarily totally operating from a true reality, all right? They're operating from an egoic projection of their circumstances that doesn't serve them. Knight of Cups transcends the illusion to a degree, okay? He transcends it, and beauty is the vehicle with which he does that, all right? So seeing the beauty puts you at a higher resonance, which puts you at a higher elevated perspective. A lot of people around you, there may be a lot of chaos around. I'm not necessarily seeing that in the cards, just considering the astrological environment and all the events that are happening. I could definitely see that a lot of people won't handle October very well. Okay? Now, we have beginning the Six of Cups. Those of you who know me know I have a love-hate relationship with the Six of Cups. In this context, I had to sit with this reading for just a minute before I turned on the camera and started talking, because I was like, what is that Six of Cups really trying to say? I feel the thing that came to my mind was, you're going to start to realize what a gift your past was. And all of your past experience is now going to be a gift that you can leverage in your future endeavors, because there's no doubt that Capricorn is evolving. Pluto, and I talk about this in the astrological portion of this reading, is moving forward, and he's kind of on his last leg within Capricorn. Now, he'll do a retrograde back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn through 2023 and 2024, but really, like, this is his last haul through Capricorn, and he starts that on October 8th. He goes direct at 26 degrees. All right. And I feel like he is kind of giving you a chance to really rise to your ultimate power here. Sorry for the noise. We have the Air Force deciding to fly today. But he's giving you one last opportunity to really rise to your power. And when Pluto is in your sign or your first house, has a lot to do with your sense of self and your identity. And there's no doubt that Capricorn has gone through a lot of reinvention over the past decade or so. But yet, it wasn't all for nothing. It wasn't all just to make your life harder. In retrospect, it was a gift. And the Knight of Cups is also going to really help you start to understand that. It's going to help you to see that. Is that annoying? Yeah, because not everyone wants to look at their toxic relationship or the death of their loved one, or they don't want to think of that accident that they had as a gift. But you are who you are because of it. And I feel that this is a time for Capricorn to get truly empowered by their life. Like, your life itself is the very thing that should be empowering you right now. And with the 10th house Sun and Venus, everyone's looking at you, right? It's Libra season. This is your 10th house. This is premier time for Capricorn. Everyone's looking at you. Everyone's seeing you. Everyone's observing you. Everyone is perceiving you. And you may have choices to make. And the choices that you make are for progress. And I see that with the Chariot card. Because when I look at this Nine of Wands reverse, it tells me that Capricorn is absolutely ready to get out of their own way. They're not only ready to get out of their own way, but they're ready to stop holding back. And that's what this Uranus North Node in your 5th house, this Uranus North Node conjunction in your 5th house is really good for, is it's opening up this portal of self-expression. And the more and more you express yourself, and the more and more you feel compelled to, it's almost as though, like, I'm hearing offering wisdom. The more and more you feel compelled to offer your wisdom to the world in some way, the more healing you'll have, and the more you will realize how your past was a gift. Now, some of you have already come to terms with that, and you're already like, but Jane, like, I've already made peace with everything that's happened. I've already, like, expressed my gratitude and my love and my compassion for all of that. But I feel that this is next level. And that it's actually starting to become time to leverage it into something lucrative and beneficial, and maybe even profitable, whether financially or otherwise, but specifically to create greater levels of abundance in your life. And this Chariot is like, come on, let's go. Let's freaking get on it. Let's go. Let's make it happen. And I do feel that there's this rush. And because we have a new moon eclipse in Scorpio, and we're building up to a full moon eclipse conjunct Uranus in November, I do feel that there is a quality of urgency to some degree as we leave October and enter into November. But then we have this Eight of Cups in the reversal. So I'm saying all of this, and then all of a sudden we have the Eight of Cups. Now, this may have a lot to do with Mars going retrograde, because it's all great in theory. It's all great in your mind. It's all great in your heart. And yes, you can certainly observe the beauty and see all the wonderful things and raise and elevate your frequency and all that. But there are still going to be things that need to get done. Libra, yes, Venus is in her rulership in Libra, but the sun is in fall. Okay, so the fall position of the sun can sometimes remind us not to get too ahead of ourselves, that there are still things from the past that still need to maybe get cleaned up a little bit. And this is remnants of Virgo season, I think, right? Because we leave Virgo season, we enter into Libra season. It's not like all of a sudden, okay, well, end of Virgo season. All right, well, it's all done. No, it's not all done, right? We're wrapping things up at this point. We have to tie up all the loose ends. And then through Scorpio season, that's when things really come to a point of completion. So don't forget, like, don't abandon the things that you began. Don't abandon the tasks. Don't abandon the strategies or the plans or the blueprints that you set out for yourself. And I know that you may be feeling a little bit distracted over here with this Knight of Cups who maybe wants to be a little bit in la-la land or whatever. But if you can couple the la-la land thing, which is beautiful, by the way, because this is what enables us to really break past our boundaries, which we're certainly seeing with the Nine of Wands. But don't forget to finish things off, right? Don't forget to finish the tasks and to really do the things that you said you were going to do. Because it's the things that you said you were going to do that is going to allow this chariot to move forward seamlessly and without a bunch of bumps in the road and a bunch of hurdles and obstacles. It's like the more organized you are. I'm actually reminded by one of my friends who I think I may have mentioned this to you guys before. He was a Capricorn, actually. He was very wealthy, and he would always say, if you take care of the pennies, the dollars take care of themselves. And I don't know if he originally said that quote or if that was someone else famous who said it, but I heard it from him, and I'll never forget it. If you take care of the pennies, the dollars will take care of themselves. And I think this is that case where you have to look at the pennies right now. You have to look at the small stuff, the seemingly insignificant. Don't move away from those things prematurely just because they may seem insignificant. Please pay attention to the details. Dot the I's, cross the T's, reread the stuff. We still have Mars. Now, Mars, for the whole of October, by the way, is going really, really slow. Okay? He's only moving 5 degrees all month. Okay? He's going retrograde on the 30th, and he's in Gemini, and he's in your 6th house. So details may feel really annoying to deal with. And the Knight of Cups is not about the details at all. All right, but I do think it is an essential part of the foundation that it's like, maybe it's not even foundational, it's like the final edit before publishing. It's not foundational, it's the final edit before publishing. It's the final edit before launching, the final edit before saying, hey world, this is the new thing, this is the new me, this is the new initiative, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing. Because you don't want to look silly, and you don't want to like make a whole bunch of dumb and unnecessary mistakes that could have been rectified just simply by looking over it, reviewing it one more time, testing it one more time, and all of that. All right. So you have to kind of balance both. And I feel like with 2 Knight of Cups, we got the Knight of Cups coming out here twice. I feel like that balance is going to be a little bit hard because Venus in her rulership, she does want to just kind of find an established balance and find an established unity within herself, and she wants things to be easy and to work out, and she likes the movement, and she likes the change that Libra season offers. She enjoys the beauty of Libra season and all that, but still the sun is in kind of like a hard labor type of place. So you do have to balance both to a degree. I mean, it is Libra season after all. Obviously, balance is going to be involved. But I do think you're getting out of your own way big time mentally, Okay, we've got the Nine of Wands reversed. We got the Five of Swords reversed. You know, I know you're being really selective in terms of the actual fights that you want to fight, right? What feels like it's worth effort and what feels like it is not worth effort. And it's a clear distinction. It is a clear line between one or the other. And when you start seeing your past as a gift, you actually do stop fighting those demons quite easily. You stop fighting, you stop resisting, you stop pushing back against something. This Knight of Cups doesn't want to push back against anything, right? This is a Pisces card. Pisces is like a river running down a mountain. It's like it's not going to stop and try to push past the boulders. It's just going to go around them. It's not going to allow the boulders to prevent progress. You don't have to allow concocted problems to halt a project entirely, right? It's just like you just simply go around it. You find new solutions. And a Mercury retrograde, well, actually, never mind. It's not really a Mercury retrograde. It goes direct on the 2nd. So at least we have that. At least Mercury is going direct again. But it's still in pre-shadow. Okay, or I'm sorry, post-shadow. No, it's in post-shadow. I said that incorrectly. But you are open to new solutions. You are open to the ease. I don't know that you're really wanting to work hard, although I know there are things that still need to be accomplished, and I don't recommend moving away from them prematurely. But you also, you know, you do want things to be more simple. And perhaps maybe that's something that you have been creating, is creating a life of greater simplicity, greater ease. You're not trying to get yourself into a situation that's complicated or has, you know, a massive amount of work. You know, you want progress, but you also want comfort in life. So we have the World in reversal. Now, the Devil is a card that's ruled by Saturn, and the World is also ruled by Saturn. And I feel like the World goes hand in hand with the with the Eight of Cups. It's like there are still things that need to be addressed before you can really push through. And I think the real pushing through is probably going to happen in November with the full moon eclipse in Taurus, and maybe even later on when we have the new moon in Sagittarius. And that's maybe when things are going to start feeling like they're in a greater state of flow. But it's like you got to take care of your business. You got to straighten things out. You got to focus. This Chariot will wait for you. We have the Nine of Coins in the reversal, which does tell me it's likely that you're going to need to incorporate somebody else. That right now may not be the best time to stand independently or to stand on your own. New moon eclipse in the 11th house may suggest collaboration, working with people. Mars retrograde in the 6th house, same thing. Not to mention that Jupiter re-entering into Pisces in your 3rd house. You know, there's a lot of emphasis right now on your more social houses. So incorporating someone else and bringing someone else on to help shoulder the work or the labor, or to help you come up with greater and better ideas, or whatever it is, might be in your best interest and may end up being lucrative for both of you. But it may take a while for you to come to terms with that, because I know Capricorn is a highly self-reliant sign. Actually, all the earth signs are highly self-reliant. They are fully capable of taking care of themselves and others, and taking care of things on their own. They don't really often need a lot of help. But I'm looking at that Nine of Coins reversed. I'm like, just standing on your own 2 feet, I don't know is going to be good enough. Being able to do it on your own, okay, great. But I don't know that that's what this time is really about. And maybe the universe is asking you to trust again. Maybe the universe is asking you to love again, or the universe is asking you to delegate, or to see the value and to see the benefit of like communal projects and working and coming together and bringing together diverse minds and creations and bringing together a whole bunch of really cool stuff for the sake of something even better. Now, the King of Swords in the reversal, I feel is like a wrench in the spokes. I'm not super happy about the presence of the King of Swords reversed. I wish it was upright, but it's not. And I think this is maybe one of the reasons why there had been resistance in the past, and maybe this is something past connected that you're going to need to say, okay, this person is really a gift. I maybe don't like them very much, but the experience that I had with them was a gift. And they may have a presence and they may not. They may show up, they may not. You may have a conversation with them, you may not. I don't know. But I feel that this King of Swords is someone that made an impact in your life, probably not in the best way. They made an impact. They certainly made things complicated. And this is probably one of the reasons why you may be afraid to trust, or you may be afraid to rely upon someone else. Maybe they instilled certain values in you. Maybe this is even like a father or a mother figure, and they instilled certain values within you that you didn't inherently hold, and you had to live up to someone else's standards because you thought that's what you were supposed to do, and now you're starting to break free from that. Okay, but maybe it is difficult for you to trust because you want to be able to prove that you can do it on your own. You want to be able to prove that it can be done a different way and that you don't need them. You don't need their opinions. You don't need their ideas. You don't need. But the Nine of Coins reverse says, yeah, I think you do need somebody. You do need a partner. You need a friend. You need a support system. You need a lover. You need, someone that you can really talk to and be real with, and someone that you can create wonderful things with. And maybe that's a part of the balancing act too. Do I go it alone, or do I bring someone along with me? Is it easier to do it alone? Well, yes and no. Is it easier to work with someone else? Yes and no. It's a yes and no for both. So I guess which one is going to get you there faster? Depends. But the Knight of Cups isn't going to give up. The Knight of Cups is always going to see the best. He's got his rose-colored glasses on here after all, and he's appreciating the beauty, and he's holding himself up to that standard of beauty as well. Again, not like physical appearance necessarily, but the beauty of creation. The beauty and the aesthetic and the feeling of something incredible. And I think you're starting to see that beauty within yourself. You're starting to feel that sense of awe and wonderment regarding your own capabilities. But I think you on your own at this point can only go so far. Now is the time to start considering bringing someone else along for the ride, as long as, I don't know, the question is are you ready? That's the question. Are you ready? Are you ready to truly believe in someone else as much as you believe in yourself? I do wonder about the trust. New moon in Scorpio, south node in Scorpio. Okay, yeah, trust certainly could be a theme. Certainly could be a theme. And the one thing I don't want to see from Capricorn is being debilitated by a lack of trust, or being debilitated by a lack of belief, or a shouldering of a substantial amount of work that doesn't necessarily have to be done all by one person. But if you take it all on yourself just simply because you don't think anyone else can do it, that's gonna be problematic for you, and this Chariot is gonna just really, really struggle to get going. Okay, so as you're cleaning up all these loose ends, it could be a good idea to onboard someone to some degree Again, it doesn't have to mean you hire someone. It doesn't have to mean you have to get into a relationship. It could just be a friend, someone that you counsel with, or a mentor or something, just to bear the weight of everything. Okay? Let's go ahead and take a look here at some of the comprehensive clarifiers now. So for those of you who are new, please bear with me. I'm about to say a mouthful. Okay, the cards I'm about to pull out are the cards we will cover in the comprehensive reading. The link for that will be found in the description box and the comment thread down below. We normally talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about these cards, okay? Now, I have multiple options to do that. You can do like a single purchase one-off if you want. The old website is still up, so you can certainly do that as well. Or you can subscribe, where you don't have to go through this purchase process every single month. You'll just automatically get access, and you'll automatically get an email every month saying, hey, it's been published. You can go view it here, and here's the link. You also, if you subscribe, you also get access to the weekly extendeds that I do on Monday and the love reading extendeds that I do on Friday. So there's a little bit of extra content in there for you. And then I also have a Soul Seekers group, which is incredible and amazing. So many wonderful people in there. We started in September a educational series, kind of going over a lot of astrology. We do a lot of full moon and new moon specific videos, and a lot of really cool stuff is going on in there. So if you want to join that, you are more than welcome as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify this Knight of Cups. So we have the Four of Cups. We have the King of Wands reversed. And we have the Eight of Wands. Now for the environment. Ooh, now see what I mean? Not really liking that King of Swords all that much. Six of Coins. Knight of Coins, okay. Now let's take a look at this six. Okay, I saw the Ace of Cups, so there we go. Ten of Swords. Nine of Coins. Nine of Coins upright. So to contrast with the reversal here. You have the Eight of Coins. Another Six of Cups. Hermit reversed. Five of Cups reversed. Page of Swords. Ace of Coins reversed. The Fool. Beautiful Queen of Wands. Ooh, oh my gosh, King of Swords reversed in all decks. That's crazy. That never happens. I mean, it's very rare when that kind of thing happens. At least the direction of everything, all of them reversed. Really not liking this King of Swords here. We have a Seven of Cups. Tower reversed. Ace of Swords. A lot of reversals on these aces. Okay. Two of Cups. King of Cups reversed. Three of Swords reversed. Five of Wands. High Priestess reversed. Knight of Wands reversed. I feel like it's like a little bit of a tease. Like the universe is like, you can walk through this portal, you can make a lot of things happen, you can do a lot of things, but there's stuff you got to take care of first. I feel like it's like a tease. You're being teased almost with change, but the universe still needs you to like clean up these loose ends though. It's not letting you proceed as much as I know you would like to proceed. Okay, hold on. Had a whole bunch of these fell over. Okay, so we have the Chariot, the Four of Wands, and the Seven of Swords reversed. Temperance, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Cups. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So again, all that information in the description box and the comment thread down below. Stay tuned for the astrology portion as well. It's another 15, 16 minutes, something like that. And that's it. All right, thank you so much, Capricorn. You know I love you. Have an amazing October, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and get into the astrology portion of this reading. So, I'll just real quick before we start, I am recording this before I'm doing the cards. So just FYI on that. Big month, huge month. Okay, Pluto goes direct in your sign, big deal. Saturn goes direct on the same day that Venus and Sun conjunct come into Scorpio. We have Jupiter moving back into Pisces. We have Mars retrograde. We have a new moon eclipse in Scorpio, right? There's a lot on the docket for October. And this is 10th house and 11th house activity for you, which means there could be really substantial growth. And any sort of changes that you've been working on or thinking about or trying to implement or trying to figure out, it's highly probable that you will find some new layer of clarity. All right, look, I really want to talk about this Pluto thing for you guys, though. I feel that this is one of the most substantial transits for you because Pluto has been in your sign since 2008. I want you to think back all these years since 2008, all of the stuff that you've been through, okay? Now, Pluto is now officially moving into Aquarius. Now, he will next year retrograde back into Capricorn, and then in 2024, he'll come back into Aquarius. But this is like his last leg of being fully and entirely in Capricorn, all right? So he's making that push into Aquarius. And I feel like this is really just clearing the energy for Capricorn for a long time. I mean, if we're talking about the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, you are not going to see a big major planet until Jupiter comes in like 9-10 years. It's going to be a really long time before you see a big planet. Now, you'll get the North Node a little bit sooner than that, but not much. But I mean, I feel like this is kind of a time for Capricorn to really say, like, I don't have any excuses anymore. I found my power. And if you look back since 2008, really, how many times have you been enabled to find your power? How much have you healed from? How many identities have you had? How many hats have you worn? How many roles have you taken on? How many new directions have you taken? How many new initiatives have you done? I mean, that's what Pluto does, right? He's constantly in this process of death and rebirth and death and rebirth and death and rebirth. And we don't always see that all the time. But when we look back, it becomes very obvious and apparent to us, like even for me. So that Pluto transit was in the 4th house, which has a lot to do with like home and family. And I will tell you, I have moved so many times since 2008. Like I've probably like 15 times I've moved to like new houses, new apartment, new location, new city, new, like so many times, right? Because it's always that constant tear down, build up, tear down, build up, tear down, build up over and over and over again. Now, he's moving. Saturn is also moving. Saturn is going to move out of your 2nd house and he's going to move into your 3rd house. And that's not till, now Pluto and Saturn aren't officially transitioning until March of next year. The reason I'm bringing it up is because they're both going direct, okay? Pluto goes direct on the 8th. Saturn goes direct on the 23rd, which is exactly the same day that the Sun and Venus conjunction moves into Scorpio. And then Jupiter down here is going to move into Pisces, and then bam, we hit an eclipse, and then bam, we hit Mars going retrograde. So I'm telling you, that last week of October, which technically will be in Scorpio season by then, that last week of October is going to be like highly unpredictable. There's going to be a lot of very interesting things that could happen. I'm not saying it definitely will. I think a lot of people will just saunter through all that and it's fine. But chances are you'll either have some promising, I don't know, insight or some kind of a cool idea, or you'll have a conversation with someone that could spark something. Now, this eclipse cycle is especially potent, just like they have been. This Scorpio-Taurus axis has been really, really strong in the eclipse department because yet again, that full moon eclipse, which isn't happening until November 8th, is going to be happening conjunct Uranus. All right, so even though we're not hitting that in October specifically, it is still a part of the eclipse cycle. So it's at 2 degrees, so there's not any conjunctions happening for the new moon eclipse. But it will be, I guess, technically in a weird angle over here with Jupiter. But other than that, it's pretty much just a new moon eclipse. But then we start to build up to the full moon eclipse conjunct Uranus. So it's going to be all like high energy, wired. If you're prone to something like anxiety, you probably may see a little bit of an uptick of the anxiety there. Just know that it's most likely astrological and it may not necessarily be anything that you need to, whatever you need to do, you can do, but it's not necessarily you, all right? The energy is just heightened and it's at like a higher vibration. Plus Mars is slowing way, way, way down. Now Mars is going to be slow all month, all right? So here he is, the beginning of October, sitting at 20 degrees, and he's retrograding on the October 30th at the 25th degree. So all of October, Mars is only moving 5 degrees total. That's how slow he's moving. So it may feel like things are not happening. We have Pluto standing still. We have Saturn standing still. We have Mars barely moving. We have Jupiter moving into Pisces. All right. So it may feel like we're trying to like run through molasses a little bit. But ultimately near the end of October, I think things will sort of sort themselves out and we'll feel a little bit better about moving forward. But you need to also keep in mind though, with the Sun and Venus in Libra in your 10th house, eyes are on you right now. People are looking to you for leadership. They're looking to you for advice and counsel. They're looking to you as inspiration. So the way that you handle yourself right now, the way that, we know how wonderful Capricorn can be in terms of bearing the load or carrying their weight. We know that Capricorn is very good at that. But I do think that now it's not really an exception. I think now we have to, Capricorn needs to know that people are paying attention to them. People are listening to what they're saying. People are taking into account their opinions. And maybe even applying it in their own lives. So it's probably a good idea for Capricorn to not say anything unless they really mean it, and to not do anything unless they really mean it, because your choices are going to be impacting others, even if only by impression, okay, by making an impression on someone. So making choices that are good and healthy and productive and beneficial is going to be in your best interest, and to kind of keep your head in the game, because in volatile times like this, not to mention, I didn't even mention this, right? But on the 10th, on the 9th, I keep mixing that up. On the 9th of October, we have a full moon in Aries, which is conjunct Chiron. So that Chiron energy can be very vulnerable. It can be vulnerable. It can be raw. It can feel exposed. It can feel painful, and a lot of people may be having painful experiences, and that's one of the reasons why your actions matter so much, because people may be looking to you for guidance even if you can't see it or perceive it. Okay, it's still happening. That's what happens with the 10th house. You are in public view, whether you're aware of it or not. You're in public view. And the good news is with Venus here, I think that's something that you value, right? You value being someone of value. You value being someone that can help guide and teach and lead to some degree. I think Capricorn is a huge sign of leadership. Not only because of what it represents, but also because Mars is exalted here in Capricorn, and Mars is the planet of leadership. But yeah, that moon in Chiron. Now for you, that moon in Chiron there may be stuff that surfaces for you as well. Okay, there may need to be you may need to take this opportunity rather to close a door on some kind of a chapter. And I feel like with the full moon, it's about something coming to a place where you could either choose to be victimized by the pain, or you can choose to be empowered by the pain. You're not going to take the pain away. You're not going to take the trauma away. You're not going to take the experience away. So it's about how you use it, how you leverage, or as we like to say in spirituality, how you transmute or alchemize it. All right. How are you going to transmute that pain and that trauma and that wounding? Because I know that Capricorn has been doing a ton of healing of that ancestral trauma with Chiron through the 4th, healing through the maternal line and the relationship with the mother, it doesn't necessarily have to be the mother. I think some astrologers often equate the 4th house with the father as well. So either way, but I do think that there have been massive ancestral wounds and karma that have been either healed or broken. Capricorn sort of taking charge with that, and in a way taking it very seriously. And again, as you do, putting that responsibility on your own shoulders and saying, well, the buck stops with me. I'm not going to allow my children to continue in this particular direction. I'm not going to allow my children or my future generations to endure the same things that I had to endure. Sorry. Forgot to turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. That happens once in a while. And let's not forget, though, that this Uranus North Node conjunction is still very, very much alive, very much active. Okay, we have this 5-month window. We had August, we had September, so we're 2 months in. We've got October, November, and December left. And we also got a set of eclipses in there building up, the full moon eclipse happening on November 8th, conjunct Uranus. So this is our window, our opportunity of time, or our portal, if you will, where we can actually choose to take action to break ourselves. I'm kind of like getting the word jailbreak. It's like we're jailbreaking right now. Right? We get to break out of the prisons that we created for ourselves up here. We're no longer using issues of lack of self-worth to our detriment. In fact, we are healing from those things, or if we're not fully healed, we're still doing the things in spite of it. All right? So the things that you may have held yourself back from in the past, you are no longer allowing yourself to do that, okay? Because 5th house has a lot to do with self-expression and your creativity, and the world needs the Capricorn creativity and the Capricorn essence and the Capricorn self-expression and power. And so I feel like you're really stepping into something that truly does make the world a better, happier, more enjoyable place. Because you're overcoming your stuff, you're overcoming your own stubbornness. Now, we all have stubbornness somewhere, right? So you're overcoming your own stubbornness here and allowing yourself to enjoy life, allowing yourself to enjoy the slowdown of things, or to enjoy just the pleasure of things, and to enjoy the essence of yourself to a degree, okay? We also have Mercury going direct as well. Mercury officially re-enters. It goes direct on the 2nd, and then it not re-enters, but it goes in. Well, yeah, no, it does. It re-enters into Libra, because that's where the Mercury retrograde officially began, on the 10th. Okay, and then actually the full moon, the new moon, let me actually just go with the clock here day by day so we can kind of see. There's Mercury starting to speed up here. Here's the eclipse. So we can see that Mercury is very close and highly involved with that new moon eclipse, as well as is Venus. So we're going to talk more about that in the weekly astrology readings as we approach that new moon. So be sure to tune in. That's on Wednesday. Be sure to tune in for that because this is going to be kind of a cool new moon eclipse. Okay. Alrighty, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. You guys know how much I love and adore you. Have an amazing October, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.